Hey guys, so before we start the video, I wanted to take a moment. This video was pre-filmed and I didn't in good conscience feel like I could post it without directing you guys to places where you can support the Black Lives Matter movement in response to the murder of George Floyd. So in the description of this video, you will find links to petitions and places where you can donate, as well as more resources on the issues and how you as an ally can help. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be my June TBR. These have become like my favorite videos to film. If you've missed my last couple of TBRs, basically I have a TBR jar with a bunch of challenges in here and I pull them out and I pick a book to fit that challenge. So quickly to go over my May TBR and how I did with that. May was honestly not the best reading month for me. It wasn't the most productive month for me in terms of reading and YouTube. You might have noticed I only uploaded one video. That was not my intention, but I did get a very exciting new family member into my family. My family and I adopted a new dog. Her name is Frankie, and she's basically taken over my entire life because she was living on the street her entire life and she was found pregnant and starving, and so she had her babies and then came to us, and so that's why you see I'm at my parents' house. I've been here for about a month helping for her to transition. It's been a lot of work because she just has a lot of issues, you know, from living on the street, but she's amazing. She's so sweet. I love her so much. So like, yes, I haven't been filming or reading, but like I'm not sorry about it because she's amazing and I just love spending time with her. So let me just quickly show you guys how I did with my May TBR. So these were the books that I selected in May. So these three I have a reading vlog up for. It was the only video I posted this month. Beach Read I gave 5 stars. It exceeded my expectations. It's definitely my favorite romance that I've read so far this year. And Radiance, I also gave 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. Grace Draven is becoming a definite new favorite author. And then Violent Delights, I gave 4 stars. Really enjoyed this. I'm excited to read the rest of the series. The other two that I read, well technically read, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I actually DNF'd this. I'm so sad about it. I might pick this up at some point in the future. I don't know if it was just like a timing thing and I wasn't in the mood for it, but I was just extremely bored. I was actually listening to the audiobook in my car when I was driving back and forth between my apartment and my parents' house, and at one point I thought I'd been listening to it for a long time and I had to have been like halfway into it. So I checked where I was and I wasn't even 100 pages in. I just felt bored. It was really dragging. So like maybe it gets better. You guys can let me know if I should pick this up and try it again at some point in the future, but I didn't want to push myself to read it when I wasn't enjoying it and then give it a low rating. There was nothing like outwardly bad about it. I just wasn't really in the mood. And then the last one that I finished reading is The Never Tilting World by Rin Chupeco. I loved this. I gave it 4.5 stars. And again, like Rin Chupeco is now becoming a favorite author. I've loved everything by her that I've read. This was so good. Can't wait for the sequel. And then the one that I'm currently reading, and I should have done by the end of the month, Surviving Trace by Calla Reed. I am really enjoying it. I'm about a quarter of the way into it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm like 100 pages in, which is about a quarter. So I definitely should have this finished before the end of the month, but I do pre-film these TBRs. It's always difficult because like I pre-filmed these TBR videos so that I can have them up at the beginning of the month, but then I haven't finished all the books from the previous month. I'm doing my best. Moving right along to my June TBR. So since June is Pride Month, I am only going to be choosing queer books for my TBR. Since I am not at my apartment with all of my books, I brought all my queer books with me that are currently on my TBR. Let's just start choosing. I will put up the list of challenges that I have in here. All right, so the first one we are picking is this. So this one is a hyped book. So let's see. Okay. I wasn't sure I was gonna pick this one. I thought, you know, if it's fate, it's fate. If something comes up where I need to put this book on, I'll do it. This is definitely the most hyped, and it's this one, Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Oh my god, this book is massive. Why am I doing this? So, a couple reasons why I want to read this. One, it just sounds amazing. Two, Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte is hosting a month-long buddy read for this, which I'll link information about that below. It's actually funny because this is a book that people assume I've already read. The amount of times I've been tagged on Instagram, like on pictures of this book, of people being like, Riley Marie recommended this book and I loved it. And I'm just sitting here like, actually, all I know is that it is a sapphic fantasy with dragons. I think the reason why I haven't picked it up yet is that it just looks so big, but it's definitely this edition. This edition looks absurdly large. It's not even 800 pages. I've read tons of books that length, but for some reason, this just looks insane. Oh my god, why am I doing this? The first book I'm picking on my TBR. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. We're all good. So the first book, Priory of the Orange Tree. Okay. I feel like I'm already gonna regret that, but... All right, the next one is, ooh, okay, Rainbow. So this is a challenge I haven't pulled since my first TBR, and it's very fun. Basically, I just have a color wheel app on my phone, and then I pick a book with that color. Here is the color wheel. Okay, green. I only have one green book here. So The Midnight Lie by Marie Rutkowski. It's kind of, you know, it's not the right shade, but it's, you know what, oh wait, the leaves on the front. The leaves on the front are the same color. We got this, we're good. I actually just got this in the mail yesterday. And this is a spin-off to her Winners trilogy, which I read the first book in that trilogy a long time ago, and I really enjoyed it, but I don't think they're connected other than they are in the same world, so I think you can read this without having read that. This is also a sapphic romance. The back says, what would make a good quiet girl get herself in trouble, especially when she has so much to lose? Very excited for this one. This is actually a book that people keep recommending to me. I was in a live show like a week ago, and we got on the topic of sapphic books, and then the live chat just like flooded with people saying to read The Midnight Lie. Okay, before we pick the next book, I do want to mention I would have liked to have had a more well-rounded queer TBR in terms of identities. Unfortunately, books that are on my physical TBR are mostly sapphic books, and since I'm trying to prioritize my physical TBR, this month's TBR is definitely going to be overwhelmingly sapphic, which is fine, but just keep that in mind. I'm working with what I got here. The next one I'm going to choose is this one, Standalone. None of these are standalones, so I'm going to actually go over to one of my ebook choices that I am super excited for. So for Standalone, I'm going to choose The Brutal Truth by Lee Winter. This was put on my radar, I don't remember who, and I tried to find it, but it's like buried in my DMs. Someone DM'd me on Instagram a while back and recommended this to me and said that it's basically like a sapphic Devil Wears Prada, which sounds amazing. It's about a woman who is a crime reporter and her media mogul boss. They end up having to travel to Australia together for work. They come up with this bet where they both have to be brutally honest with each other. And I'm just so excited for it. This sounds great. Whoever decided that sapphic Devil Wears Prada fanfiction should be a thing, amazing, blessed. Next, I don't actually know how many I'm gonna pick. Just gonna go till it feels right. All right, whoop. Okay. I picked sapphic. So I have 3 options left that I brought with me that are sapphic. Let's see. I'm gonna go with The Winter Duke because I actually think I have the audiobook for this checked out on Libby. So yeah, The Winter Duke by Claire Eliza Bartlett. This is about a woman whose brother inherits the dukedom to their like ice kingdom, and then her entire family gets placed under a sleeping spell, and she is the only one left. So she ends up becoming the duke, and part of her responsibilities as duke are to take care of the kingdom, but also she now has to wed her brother's captive warrior bride. I am very excited for this. I've heard really great things. Okay, next I'm going to pick this one. We got romance again. Somebody in my last TBR said they're convinced that I have Braille on this paper because I've picked it every single time. I'm showing you guys, no Braille. It just, this little slip of paper calls to me every time. So for this one, I'm going to pick Meet Cute Club by Jack Harbin. This is a male-male romance about a guy who runs a romance book club, and there is a bookstore employee at the place where he holds the club who kind of turns his nose up at romance, but then one day that bookstore employee decides to join the club. And it just sounds really cute. Next one, I'm going to choose this one. Most recent purchase. My most recent purchase actually is being delivered tomorrow, and that is Weight of the Stars by Kate Ingram. This is the same author of The Wicker King, which I read earlier in the year and I absolutely loved. And this is a sapphic slow burn romance that is, I think it's light sci-fi. It just sounds really great, and I loved The Wicker King so much. That was a book that I did not think I would love so much, and it's definitely a favorite book of the year. I don't actually think I've even talked about it yet on my channel, but it was amazing. I'm already looking at Priory of the Orange Tree and like wondering what I've done to myself. Okay, this one is young adult. That one, I guess I'll choose The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. This is a fantasy western, and it's about a group of girls who come from a welcoming house, which I don't know if it's a brothel, but it kind of sounds like a brothel. And then one day one of them accidentally kills a man, and they all end up having to go on the run together. I believe that this is sapphic, but I don't actually know if there's a romance in this book. I know that a couple of the characters are sapphic, so excited for that. Next one is first book in a series. So for that one, let's choose Steel Crow Saga by Paul Kruger. This, I believe, has a bunch of different queer identities. Actually, I'm gonna look it up because I want to be for certain. Ow, my legs are falling asleep. I am way too old to be sitting on the floor. That is what I have learned from filming this video today. There are gay, bi, lesbian, trans characters. There is a female-female romance and a male-male romance. So this is basically a fantasy book where people have magical animal companions. So the blurb on the front says that it's Pokemon combined with Avatar: The Last Airbender, which sounds very fun and cool. And we're following, it looks like 4 different characters: a soldier with a curse, a prince with a debt, a detective with a grudge, and a thief with a broken heart. So yeah, I feel like this is gonna be really fun, and I've heard really great things about this. Okay, how many books have I picked? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we should stop there, otherwise I'm probably going to hate myself so much. I think I have a pretty good selection of books here. All of these are fantasy. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fantasies, and then 3 contemporaries. So I will be back at the end of next month for my July TBR to let you guys know how I did with all of these, and hopefully this month, if everything goes to plan, I will also have reading vlogs up of me reading these books. I definitely want this month to be more productive than last month, so I definitely don't want to leave you guys hanging with videos. I feel really bad about that. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!